I know I should have had a sister, but I don't. And I don't think a lot of people understand that if you've had a sibling pass away, but you never met them.
Yeah.
Because you almost knew them, but you didn't. Children are smarter than what we try to let on. We can digest it and start to break it down almost to try and understand what's happened. We're gonna experience stuff in life, and if we haven't been open to it as a kid or as a child, we're not gonna have a understanding or be able to try and understand it, because it'll be so much harder for us in the long run. If I'd have found out about Lola now, it would be like, oh, where's that come from? Be more open to the younger generation, because we will understand. It might take us longer, but we do understand a lot more than what people think we do. Times have changed. Grief is so much more, not accepted, but it's more normalised to show that and not just move on quickly. So I think we do understand a lot more.
April, welcome to the podcast, and I'm really looking forward to talking to you today. And to confirm, you're the first person we've had on the podcast under the age of 16. So thank you. For those watching or listening, just so you all know, April's mum, Lisa, is here, Lisa Haig, who has been a previous guest on the podcast. Lisa spoke lots about you on the podcast, and now you're here, so it's great to talk to you. Thank you for coming on, and really interested to see how you view grief and bereavements. So your mum and your mum has spoken about how your family have grown up, and Lola, your sister, is very much part of your world. What is it like growing up in a house, in a family where very much death and bereavement and grief is part of what you all are?
I mean, I've never known any different, so I couldn't say what it's not like, but I think it's very normalised, and it's not, I think Mum said earlier, Lola's name's not a swear word. It's very, we can talk about her when we want to. It doesn't just have to be on her anniversary, which is very nice. Yeah.
And so some people, I've been doing a campaign in Parliament to add bereavement education into our curriculum system. And initially, I think there was concerns about it upsetting young people. So what would you say? Like, do you think your knowledge and awareness of grief is a negative thing?
No, because even at school, I'm very open about it. A lot of my classmates will know I've had a sister, and I've had even some boys come up to me, and then they because they don't talk to their friends about it, they start speaking to me saying, I've had an experience, I meant to have an older brother or something like that. And I think they don't have the teacher, or they don't have a group to go to, so they don't really know where to go to say this stuff.
It's crazy, isn't it, really? And so your mum's involved in the school as well, isn't she, as a counsellor, because of her connection at the school. Mm-hmm. So people will come to you as well then for advice and support as well, is that right?
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit hard for a child to go to an adult as well, or if they think, oh, this is a counsellor, it's meant to be really formal, but it's not. You just say what you want to say, speak however you want to.
In a safe space, isn't it? In a safe space. Why do you think, as a nation, we're so bad at talking about death? What is it?
I think it's very between somebody dying and the funeral. It's very, sometimes can be rushed, and you don't really get the time to even process in your brain what's actually happened and the impact it makes.
Yeah. And again, as a nation, we're not very good. Hopefully we can improve that, and the work that your mum's doing and that you're doing as well, because I know you support her work, which is fantastic, which I'll come on to shortly. But from a real practical point, for people your age or younger or older who are watching this, how do you speak to your friends if they've suffered a loss? How would you communicate to them? What language would you use to sort of help them?
I mean, as obviously a teenager, you kind of use more soft. You don't really use big terminology with them. I kind of listen to them first, see what they've got to say, and then I'll say, well, what do you enjoy doing? Because if they like colouring, that might be their way of expressing themselves, or letting go of that. Not even letting go, but relaxing and taking a minute to breathe and let your headspace clear.
Amazing. And it's great because you're saying this, so it's being that self-aware.
Yeah.
And some adults just simply can't do it. And that's not slating people, it's just the reality. So like, how do we become more aware as a society? What do you think we can do? Is there any suggestions at all from you?
I think we just need to be more open about it and more make it socially normal to talk about grief, because sometimes it can be put on the back burner almost. And
Yeah. And I'm interested as well. So you helped out at a retreat, didn't you?
yeah, with my mum.
Your mum, and there was 11 ladies who had all lost their partners from like a age range in their 30s to 50s. Is that right?
And I walked in and I was meant to be there. I was just looking and I could hear laughing, and I said to my mum and I said to the ladies, I didn't think that's what grief looked like. I thought you were all going to be crying at this retreat and really grieving for them. But they said, April, laughing and smiling is grief too.
Yeah.
We're all in each other's shoes. We don't understand everybody, but we get the pain sometimes that each of us have felt.
Yeah, fantastic. So again, it's like what we're saying is then that grief comes in many forms.
Yeah.
And like, I think we picture grief as someone crying.
Yeah.
But also it's the thoughts we're having at 4 a.m. in bed, not being able to sleep. It's just being down.
Yeah.
It's laughter, like you say. So it comes in all sorts of forms, and nothing is normal when it comes to grief. For you as well, it's a personal question, if you're comfortable to answer it. How has it been growing up with a sister that's not around you?
It's secondary grief, and it's a weird one, to be honest. It's like, I know I should have had a sister, but I don't. It's like, what would I be able to ask her for advice? Because she would have been older, 17. It's like, what would I ask her? Would I need her for advice? Would I need her for help? But you don't have that almost.
Yeah. And your family, I'm really inspired by how, as a family, you mark the anniversaries.
Yeah.
And some people find that very difficult. But as we spoke with your mum about, like, sometimes sitting in that grief is unfortunately just part of it.
Yeah.
Lola will always be part of your family, so therefore, why wouldn't you acknowledge her?
Yeah.
So, like, how do you feel when you go to these? You have like trips away, or you do certain activities to mark the anniversary? Do you feel it as well?
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people understand that if you've had a sibling pass away, but you never met them.
Yeah.
Because you almost knew them, but you didn't.
Yes.
And me and my brothers are very, like, we've cried before, but not out of sad, just out of, we've seen his mum cry, and it's very emotional for a family.
Yeah.
We definitely loved Paris. That was a lot of good trip, because we celebrate it in holidays now, but it doesn't need to be big and expensive. But I think it's very, as a family, we're away, and that just helps us all together grieve.
Yeah. I suppose there's no distractions.
No.
You're together.
Yeah.
You concentrate on each other, can't you?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And then back to language and communication. Again, just a reminder for those watching and listening, you're 15.
Yeah.
And some people don't know how to handle grief or what grief is. And like, I'm already learning from you. So it's fantastic. But you mentioned about a story at where you worked, and the experience of a horse that died. Could you tell us about that, please?
So there was a young girl, and her mum had not lied to her, but not told her the full truth. This horse had passed away, and this girl absolutely loved the horse.
Yeah.
And she said it'd gone on holiday to Staunton. This girl had already visited a horse at Staunton before, so she didn't understand why she couldn't see the horse. And it's been gone about 4 months now, and she still doesn't know. And she's asking everybody, where is it? The horse's name's Blossom. Where's Blossom? I want to go see her. And she's like, well, she's not well today. She's gone to a different field. Mm. And this kid's so distressed, and she wants to find out the truth. And she said to me, April, I just want to know what's really happened. Even if she's died, I just need to know, because I don't know. I have no clarity. I have nothing.
Yeah. So do you think then that sometimes adults can try and protect us too much?
Yeah, I think we can be wrapped up in bubble wrap a lot and not told the full truth. But when we do know it, children are smarter than what we try to let on. We can digest it and start to break it down almost to try and understand what's happened.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I have a huge favour to ask. please click the thumbs up on the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, a huge thanks to our sponsors whose details are found in the video description just below. Thank you all.
Do you think that by being protective, and there's like, as I'm a father, we want to protect our children.
Yeah.
But do you think overprotecting, you mentioned like bubble wrap,
Yeah.
can that cause more harm? As like your friend, what she's going through now, you're seeing it at first hand.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think, yeah, it can be if you overprotect your kids, because at the end of the day, we're going to experience stuff in life, and if we haven't been open to it as a kid or as a child, we're not going to have a understanding or be able to try and understand it, because it'll be so much harder for us in the long run. If I'd have found out about Lola now, it would be like, oh, where's that come from? Like, it's really unexpected. But as a kid, being so open, it's just normal to me now that having that.
That's a fascinating observation. You know, you're approaching 16. Imagine being told now by your parents about Lola.
Yeah.
Imagine you had no awareness until now, and they hadn't told you because they love you.
Yeah.
And they want to protect you.
Yeah.
And you just find out tomorrow. How would you feel?
It would. I think it's like if you have a sudden death, you'd be, it'd shock you. You wouldn't know how to process it.
Yeah. You'd be angry to your parents probably as well.
Why haven't I found out this before? Why?
Yeah.
What do you feel like it will benefit me if I just have it all at once?
Yeah.
So suddenly.
And do you think the honesty and like, not much honesty, because it's just part of who you are as a family, your identity as a family, do you think that's been positive for you as you've grown up?
Yeah, I think obviously with the horses and understanding and farming and stuff, and seeing horses pass away and knowing I had a sister who passed away, it's just part and parcel of life. You understand that you're born sometimes. If you're lucky, you obviously live. You live your life, and then eventually nobody makes it out alive. Like at the end of the day, everyone's going to pass away without being very sad about it. So you've got to understand the circle of life almost.
Yeah. And your mum mentioned as well that even at the age of 15, and that's not sounding patronising saying even that, but the reality is you're 15 and you're quite confident and you want to go into grief coaching and grief counselling. Is that right?
That is right. But my mum, she'll, not out of, like, she's chose it, but typically she'll have a lot more women. But I'm very passionate about the men's side and the lack of funding or the understatement that men get, that they should be more supported.
Why are men so bad? What is it about us?
I wouldn't necessarily say bad. I think men will think they need to be a man, and their norms. I need to look like I'm doing well. I need to be strong for my wife or their partner. But really, you don't. Like, men they have the right to grieve just as much as a woman. So,
I think it's fantastic that you have this passion already to help. And especially around men, where I do agree with what I do, arranging and conducting funeral services. Sadly, I look after lots of men that take their own lives, and it's like it's really sad that I feel like we're almost like letting down, we're letting ourselves down as a society. We can't do more. So, anything else we can do? Your wise head on your shoulders.
I think be more open to the younger generation, because we will understand. It might take us longer, but we do understand a lot more than what people think we do. I think in this generation as well, because everyone's been my age, but like everyone now, but times have changed. Grief is so much more not accepted, but it's more normalised to show that and not just move on quickly. So I think we do understand a lot more.
No, it's fantastic, and you are inspiring to hear about that vision as well that you've got. Your mum spoke very proudly about you on her podcast interview about how you help out in her sessions, and again your vision. My last question to you really is like, what do you think to the work that your mum does?
I'm very, very proud of Mum, to see how much, as being a kid, how much she's grown as a person, to see the how grief has affected her, and then having my 2 brothers, obviously I don't remember all of it because I was only little myself, but seeing the change that mechanisms can have, because you can have unhealthy ones, but then at that time they are healthy for you, and to find the right one for you is very important. So.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And like I spoke before with your mum, we have a choice, don't we? I know it can be hard, but these difficult situations that your family have been through with Lola, but we can have a choice still, and it can define us in a negative way.
Yeah.
But actually, what your mum is doing, and now what you're doing, look at how. I'm not. Obviously, it's an awful situation, but now you're doing incredible work and helping so many people. Yeah. So I can see why you're so proud of her, and thank you so much for being for coming onto the podcast and speaking so honestly and with such clarity. I think you can educate lots of adults. so thank you so much, April. It'd be great to speak to you again in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks, April.
We really hope you enjoyed the conversation with April Commons. She really is incredible. Check out the interview with her mum, Lisa Commons, just over here. And please remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel. And a huge thanks to our sponsors for making this episode possible. Thank you.